The age-old question that has been asked recently: is gaming dead? Hello, my name is Inde Irgat and I want to talk about this because I am a little pissed right now. Is gaming dead? Well, I think it depends on who you're asking. If you're asking me, absolutely not. If you're going on statistics from Steam on peak players, definitely not. So who said that gaming is dying? Well, the people at Ubisoft. Could you have imagined? They came out with a statement that, quote, "People are playing fewer games and new releases are struggling," says Ubisoft UK, warning of falling revenues. And I'm just thinking, how delulu can you be? Like I said, well, I disagree. The stats disagrees. And I think that we should check the top 100 list on Steam and see if you can see what I'm seeing. Did you see that? Maybe you didn't. But there wasn't a singular Ubisoft game there. So is that a problem from the gamers? Is that a problem from the developers? Is that a problem from the marketing team? Whose fault is it? Well, in my opinion, it really just comes down to, if we're paying a premium price, gamers want a premium quality. We have a lot of different examples, like the Black Ops AI slop that was recently added, the story that was a complete joke, and then we have Star Wars Outlaw that performed really bad. Then we can compare it to companies who actually cares about their player base somewhat, like Baldur's Gate 3 and the GTA 5, Red Dead 2. All of these games have sick characters, they have good graphics, they have an amazing storyline, and they offer a decent multiplayer. The reason why I say decent is because they can't control who is playing on their servers. You might step on some assholes, you might step on really nice people. It all depends. But if we take GTA 5 for an example, that game came out in 2013. That is over 10 years ago. And the player base is still in the 100k range. Is that a coincidence? Is it that they keep on releasing new free DLCs? Or missions for the multiplayer? Is it the player base? Well, I don't know, but I would assume so. Then we have Red Dead 2, which is still also in the 50k range, and I finished that for my first playthrough this year, and the game is amazing. It's a long, nice story. You develop really good. You're growing with the character. You feel like you're immersed with the game. But I'm also thinking that, but I can just imagine that someone on this screen right now is thinking, well, those games are all about men. Gamers must be sexist. Well, if we compare Star Wars Outlaw, like I said before, and we compare it to Rise of the Tomb Raider, for example, with Lara Croft series, amazing game. It even outperformed Outlaw. And I recently, speaking of Ubisoft games, I recently found my old PS3 and my copy of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And that is, in my opinion, one of my top 5 games. I love that game. And I feel like an old-ass game outperformed the NPCs, the mechanic-wise. You could actually swim in the game. I feel like big corporations are trying to appeal to everyone, but forgetting to appeal to 50% of the consumer base. When you have a product, the customers is always going to be your main priority. But who is actually playing your game? Like if we take, for example, Dragon Age. The older Dragon Age games are... The people that I met that still loves them and still plays them to this day are very dedicated fans. Should we take what we have in our old games and have some of that in our new game in Vanguard? Valgard? pronunciation errors will occur. England is not my first language. But should we take that, or should we try to appeal to a demographic that doesn't even play games? I don't know, man. I might not have gone in an economics class or a brand deal, oh, this is how you do it course. But even I think that is a stupid idea. And that is my opinion. And to me, that's valid. And then you have the other half. The companies that only listens to gaming journalists. And do you remember a certain gamer journalist that thought that Cuphead was hard, that the tutorial was harder than Dark Souls? Are we supposed to listen to this and call this, like, they can be a really good journalist, but putting gaming in front of that and does not make them a gamer. Just as soon as I'm just taking a subway train in Japan doesn't make me Japanese. If you want good gaming journalists, listen to the Twitch streamers, listen to YouTubers, listen to the people who are actually like enjoying your games. Not only listen to, oh, the media. They think that we should do really good here. But in reality, no, that's not really, they're not gonna buy 1 million copies, are they? And with that Cuphead failure, I think that an iPad kid could have done better and actually completed the tutorial at 5 years old. It's one of those, okay, yeah, throw a monkey to give him a keyboard and he will eventually write a Shakespeare kind of moment. But I think that it's going to be easier with the iPad kids. And it's not like these big companies haven't had the knowledge nor the ability to make great games. They have made great games. Becoming an indie dev is easier now. That's why they have more competition. Some of the biggest titles this year was made from ex-EA workers and ex-Ubisoft workers. So they clearly had the knowledge. They clearly had the passion. But somewhere in there it got lost. And I can see what the image of what made it lose was, and it was the $sign. Slapping a 60, like I said earlier, slapping $60, €60, 70 euros, whatever. It's a lot of money for an ifs and maybe, when you could get a lot of indie games for that price that can do better. Just look at Megabonk. Megabonk is pretty cheap, and it's a fun game. It is good. I like it. Then you have like The Witcher 3 that are on sale. Like, I think you can correct me on this, but if I remember right, it is around 20 euros when it's not on sale, and when it's on sale, it goes for around 10 with all of the DLCs, which is hundreds of hours of game time. And I feel like somewhere it just got lost. Just look at Square Enix. They're firing a lot of their American staff because they want to go back. They weren't happy with how the Final Fantasy turned out. They saw Expedition 33 and think, our next game is going to be this, if not better. But the CEOs, in my opinion, they are not acknowledging, they know that this is a problem, but they refuse to acknowledge that the problem can be fixed by starting with themselves. Because that costs a lot of money. You know what else costs a lot of money? Removing your entire stocks because your company is failing. That's all from me. Thank you. Bye.